So today I have a question. Will the Range AFM disabler for up to a 2018 Chevrolet Silverado work on my new generation 2019 Silverado with the new 5.3 liter V8 with active fuel management? Let's plug it in. Let's find out. All right, let's see if she'll start up. So far, so good. So the best ever fuel economy I've gotten in this truck is 20.9. I'm averaging 17.9 overall for 400 miles. But right now, on this tank of gas, I'm averaging 17.6. So we'll see if this changes any. I'll probably fill up this evening and reset everything, and we'll see how she does. So far, it's staying in V8, so that's a good sign. With the bullets that I put on for the exhaust, you could really hear the drone when the cylinders cut out. So it's nice now that that's not happening. See how she does on takeoff. Seems to have a little bit more pep to her. Still in V8 as I let off. Nice little burbling from the exhaust. So far, so good. I'm liking this. It's nice to have a full V8 all the time. The thing that worried me most about the active fuel management with the cylinder deactivation is, you know, over time that's gonna wear some parts out quickly. The parts are still in there right now, but they're not cutting on and off constantly, because this engine would, every time you let off or was, you know, not going up a hill or anything, it was going in between V8 and 4 cylinders all the time, and it's more annoying than anything, because all of a sudden, you know, you'd have that loud drone, and you could tell that loss of power. Still good so far. It hasn't dropped a cylinder yet. I don't know if you can hear that or not. You got that nice little crackle and burble from the exhaust as I let off, because it's still in 8 cylinders, so I'm loving that. Usually on this road is where it would really drop. I'd let off. Still in 8 cylinders. That's awesome. No check engine light. Everything's working great. That crackle from the exhaust. Still in 8 cylinders going down that steep hill. Got some rough roads around here. You know, it gets me. They won't properly patch a pothole around here. They just take some loose asphalt and throw it in there and pack it down with a shovel, and then the next time that it rains, it comes right back out and there's the pothole again. Doesn't make any sense to me. If you're gonna patch a pothole, you cut it out, then you repave it in that area. Sure, it may cost a little more at that time, but by the time you fill it 50 times, you could have patched it once and been over with. Well, I made it to work this morning. Didn't come out of V8 one time. So that is awesome. So maybe even though on the website, the Range AFM delete only says it goes up to a 2018. So far, it is working on my 2019 with the new generation 5.3 liter V8 with active fuel management that cuts down not just to 4 cylinders, but will in some cases cut down to 1 cylinder. So far we see that the Range, let's see here, the AFM disabler does work on the 2019 Chevrolet Silverado. So far, it's only been 4 or 5 miles, but in that 4 or 5 miles, usually in my morning commute, it goes in between 4-cylinder and 8-cylinder 15 to 20 times probably, and didn't do it once this morning. So and like I said, with this new generation 5.3 that they're putting in the 2019 2020 Silverados, you know, it'll drop down to basically all the cylinders, but one will deactivate over time, depending on the load, depending on, you know, what the road is like and how you're driving. You know, if you're just coasting, you don't have your foot on the accelerator, you know, it can go down to 1 cylinder. So far, stayed in V8 mode. So far, so good. So far, I'm happy. And I'll keep testing it. We'll see what happens. Okay, guys, I've got a meeting to go to, so this will be the second startup with the Range Technology plugged in. Let's see. Okay, so this is strange. I'm noticing on this second trip, after cutting off the truck and going inside and then coming back out to go to this meeting and starting it back up, that for some reason it didn't seem to cycle, and even though it's still plugged in, it's dropping cylinders again. So I don't know if that means every time I get in the truck I'm going to have to unplug it and plug it back in, or what, but we'll see. Let's see what happens here when I let off. Yeah, it's dropping cylinders again. Yeah, it's acting like now the chip's not even plugged in. So, when I get out of my meeting, I will unplug it and plug it back in and see if that, because I noticed when I got in the truck, I looked down and the power to it was off. And usually they say, you know, it may drain the battery a little bit because it stays on all the time. So apparently the new 2019s, there's a total loss of power in the truck when you shut it off and it sits for a few minutes. So we'll see if that does it. I mean, that may be aggravating, but I don't know. We'll see. Like it says, it's only advertised to work on up to a 2018. All right, guys, we're gonna try this again. Let's unplug the Range Technology and plug it back in and see if it's gonna work this time. So as you can see, it's lost power. Plug it. Okay, it's back on, so let's see. So far, it seems like it's staying in 8 cylinders, so maybe I'm going to have to unplug it and plug it back in every time. Like I said, you know, this Range Technology AFM disabler is only rated for up to a 2018 Silverado that had the older generation 5.3 in it. So maybe with a firmware update, maybe it will, maybe that will fix the problem for the 2019s, but okay, guys, I don't know how well you can see me, but as you can see, it's night now. I got off work, went out to the truck, unplugged the Range Technology unit, plugged it back in, and during my commute to the gas station, it's like it wasn't even plugged in. It went back to its old ways of, you know, switching in and out between 8 cylinder and less. So I don't know. So I got back in the truck after filling it up. I'm going to start it up again. I did not unplug it this time. See if that has anything to do with it. And we'll see what happens this time. It's still dropping cylinders. It sounds like it's droning again. Let's see when we get over this hill. it's still dropping cylinders. So I don't know why it worked when I first plugged it in this morning and why it's not working now. I'm not sure. I guess I'll just keep messing around with it and seeing if I can find out why it's not working anymore. I don't know if the computer's overriding it now because it's, I don't know. But we'll see. Okay, so I just pulled off to the side to the parking lot, and I got out, I unplugged it, plugged it back in, made sure it was in the OBD2 port really good, and it's back on again. As you can see by the blue down there. Well, let's see if that made a difference. I don't think it dropped any cylinders that time. I think that did it. Just got to make sure it's in snug. Unplug it, plug it back in every time you get in the truck. I'm not sure why it didn't work earlier, but right now, right now it seems to be working, because usually every time I let off the accelerator, it'll pop down cylinders. And right now, it's working like it did early this morning when I plugged it in. So, I don't know. I'll just keep testing it out. Keep trying different methods to see what works and what doesn't work. And, but it will work on a 2019 Silverado 5.3 liter new generation V8. It's just, I think it just needs a firmware update for this new engine, and then I think it would work fine all the time, and hopefully you wouldn't have to unplug it and plug it back in again either. So, all right, guys. Well, this is Kevin Walters with Kevin's Auto Channel. Thank you for watching, and I will be reporting back again soon.